Have you ever watched an NBA trade happen and thought, there's no way that actually happened? Imagine waking up one morning to discover that one of the biggest superstars in basketball had packed his bags overnight, changing not just one franchise, but the entire future of the league. Fans were shocked. Analysts were speechless. Social media exploded with reactions. Some people called it genius, while others believed it was the biggest mistake in NBA history. But what if the story behind this blockbuster trade is even crazier than most fans realize? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking NBA trades ever and uncovering everything that happened behind the scenes. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why this deal is still being talked about years later. Welcome back to Hoop Nexis, the place where we break down the biggest NBA stories, unforgettable moments, and behind-the-scenes drama that shaped basketball history. If you're passionate about the NBA, make sure you're subscribed because we've got plenty more incredible stories coming your way. Now, let's jump into one of the most unbelievable trades the league has ever witnessed. The NBA has always been a league built on surprises. Every offseason brings rumors, speculation, and endless debates about which stars might be on the move. Fans spend months refreshing their phones, hoping their favorite team lands the next superstar. Most rumors eventually fade away, but every once in a while, something happens that nobody truly expects. A trade so massive that it changes championship windows, reshapes entire franchises, and completely rewrites the future of the league. This wasn't just another trade involving role players or future draft picks. This was the kind of move that instantly became front-page news across the sports world. Television networks interrupted their regular programming. Basketball insiders rushed to confirm every detail. Millions of fans checked their notifications, convinced the reports had to be fake. But they weren't. The deal was real, and nothing would ever be the same again. What makes a trade truly shocking isn't just the talent involved. It's the timing, the circumstances, and everything happening behind closed doors. Teams spend years building around their superstars. They invest hundreds of millions of dollars. They market these players as the faces of their franchises. Jerseys fly off the shelves, arenas fill with fans wearing their names, and entire cities rally behind them. So when one of those stars suddenly gets traded, it feels almost impossible to believe. Behind every blockbuster trade lies months of secret conversations. General managers carefully evaluate every possible scenario. Owners weigh financial risks against championship dreams. Coaches wonder how new pieces will fit together, while agents quietly negotiate behind the scenes. None of these conversations happen in public. Fans only see the final announcement, but the real story usually begins long before the headlines appear. In this case, the franchise believed they had reached a crossroads. Despite having one of the league's brightest stars, success wasn't coming as expected. Playoff disappointments started piling up. Questions about chemistry grew louder every season. Some believed the supporting cast wasn't strong enough. Others argued that the superstar himself couldn't lead a team to a championship. Every loss fueled another round of criticism, and pressure inside the organization continued to build. Meanwhile, rival teams watched carefully. They knew opportunities like this almost never appeared. Acquiring a franchise player is one of the hardest things to accomplish in professional sports. Most superstars never become available unless something has gone terribly wrong. Front offices quietly prepared offers, knowing they might only get one chance to pull off a historic deal. As negotiations intensified, rumors started leaking across the league. Reporters heard whispers that something enormous was developing, but even the most respected insiders couldn't confirm the details. Fans dismissed the speculation as another off-season fantasy. After all, why would any team willingly trade one of the best players in basketball? It simply didn't make sense. Then came the phone call that changed everything. Late into the negotiations, executives from both franchises finally agreed on a framework. Draft picks were discussed. Young prospects entered the conversation. Veteran contracts complicated the financial side of the deal. Every small detail mattered because one mistake could destroy weeks of progress. Hours turned into days as lawyers, executives, and league officials reviewed every aspect of the agreement. When the final paperwork was completed, Both organizations understood they had just altered NBA history. The reactions were immediate. Some fans celebrated wildly, convinced their team had just secured the missing piece for a championship run. Others felt betrayed, watching their franchise icon leave without warning. Social media became a battlefield of opinions. Former players shared their shock. Analysts rushed onto television with instant grades, predicting winners and losers before either team had even played a single game. Sports talk shows debated the trade for weeks. Every analyst had a different opinion. Some believed one franchise had completely won the deal. Others argued patience would reveal a very different outcome. Basketball has a funny way of proving everyone wrong. What seems obvious on trade day often looks completely different just a few seasons later. The superstar himself faced enormous pressure. Leaving behind familiar teammates, coaches, and fans isn't easy, even for elite athletes. Suddenly, every game became a test. Every missed shot invited criticism. Every victory fueled excitement. Expectations reached an entirely new level because blockbuster trades always come with blockbuster pressure. The former team also entered a completely new chapter. Without their franchise player, many experts predicted years of rebuilding. Young players suddenly had larger roles. Coaches adjusted their systems. Fans questioned whether management had made the right decision or completely destroyed the future of the organization. What happened next surprised almost everyone. Instead of collapsing, one team discovered unexpected chemistry. New players stepped into leadership positions. The offense became more balanced. The defense improved in ways nobody predicted. Sometimes losing a superstar forces everyone else to grow, and that's exactly what started happening. The other franchise gained one of basketball's biggest names, but success wasn't automatic. Building a championship team requires far more than collecting talented players. Trust takes time. Communication matters. Sacrifice becomes essential. Even the greatest stars must learn how to fit together before championships become realistic goals. As months passed, fans slowly realized this wasn't just a trade. It was the beginning of a completely different NBA era. Rivalries intensified. Playoff matchups became must-watch television. Merchandise sales exploded.